So hello, waiting a bit for the stream to start. Today we're going to talk about the new OpenAI model, which is named GPT-4V. V stands for Vision, and the possibility of interaction with it in the .NET 8. So as from the .NET developer perspective. So let's proceed and let's look how it does exactly work. So first of all, let's proceed with these abstracts. So what this model exactly is. So, and this new model GPT-4V, which is currently in preview, stands for the user interaction not only by providing the text, but also by providing the image to analyze by the artificial intelligence. So that greatly extends the capabilities of the AI augmented software, but it still has some limitations, which will be discussed a bit later. If we look at the API provided on the official site, so we see that the version code for this model is the GPT-4 Vision Preview, which means that it's possible to use, but it should not be used, maybe in some production cases and so on. And of course, this stuff has some limitations, as far as I have mentioned. So, and also we have some examples here, but unfortunately with no examples provided for the .NET. So for some other languages it's present, but not for the .NET which we are gonna to use. And here we see the example with the image which is provided by the URL, but it's not only the possibility to supply this stuff, because we can also use the base 64 local image, which means that we are enabled to use some functionality like pasting the image from the clipboard and so on, so which I will be showing today. And also we have some examples with the multiple image inputs, which could be used for some features in the software, but these examples are more complicated. So for example, this is a sample of the image comparison. So for example, if we have two similar images and we need the functionality to find the difference between them. Also, this model has some limitations, which I have mentioned. So, for example, it could not process some images, it could not process some languages, and for example, if this model is limited to process the captchas. So, because of the probably inappropriate use of this stuff. So, yeah, for the capture this capture text recognition and so on. So it's not intended by the developers, but could be potentially used by the enthusiasts. Also, this model has a variable cost, which depends on the image resolution. It means that, for example, if you supply the image which is not of high quality, so we will receive the less amount of the tokens than the high quality image. So we should also take that into account. And for now, the only way to interact with this stuff within the .NET is to use this package, which is OpenAI .NET. So because for today, it's the only package that supports interaction with the OpenAI Vision. So we have the example here on how we can do that and what we are gonna to use in our prototype. In terms of the version history, it has a very fast version, and so even the version per day and the fast bug resolution. So because if the previous version today had some critical errors, so the new version was provided just today. So, and how we can use this stuff within the prototype. So first of all, we have included the IGS runtime. So because as far as I have mentioned this scenario with the clipboard integration, so this stuff does require the JavaScript interop to be used with the Blazor. And next, we have included a kind of script for this stuff. So what does this script actually do? So first of all, it registers the event listener for this event, and in the event we are just getting the data from the clipboard, and we are passing this data to the dotnet handler method. So, and also for now in this project we are using both the Betalgo OpenAI, which I have mentioned before, as the one of the best packages for now, and we are using this package just for the interaction with the Vision API. So, and next, what we should do in order to support this scenario is, first of all, to add this variable to store the image data pasted by user, and next we need to register this this handler within the .NET. So we can do that by using the JS runtime function to register this stuff. And next we have this handler method, which does only receive this data and pastes it and stores it within this variable. And of course we need to update the UI, so because we have this kind of placeholder for the image data, and for example if user has not pasted the image, so it will not be rendered, and if the user has provided the image, this image should be rendered on this page. So it's not exactly the page, it's just the model dialog. So because we need the interaction with the user, so if for example the user pastes the image and doesn't see the UI update, of course it looks very weird for now. And the last part of this functionality is on the submitting this dialog. We are checking whether the user has provided the image or not. So because if the user has provided the image, we will try to recognize the text from this image and to pass this this is the dialog for adding the candidate CV. So we will try to recognize the text from this image and to pass it for the alignment within the JSON model. And how exactly does this vision call look like? So with this library, so first of all we are creating the OpenAI client. Next we are creating a message, which is a complex one because we are providing both the text input as a prompt, and next we are providing the image URL, which is the base 64 encoded image data. So it's not the URL to the image located somewhere, but it's the complete representation of the data in the base 64 format. And after that we are calling the API by specifying the model moniker from the other library, also from the Betalgo one, which has this data, and we are trying to get the response from this API call. So, and how it does exactly look like. So, for example, we will launch the application, and our model dialog will look just as it was before, but with this caption here. So, and let's try to find some, not this one, but yes, this one. So we will try to find kind of CV, and let's try to paste this stuff. So let's copy it, and so if we just press the Ctrl V, so as it mentioned here, we are using that handler to, first of all, to get the image data and to render this image data within this model window. So, and let's try to send this image for the interpretation. So here we have this message, which contains both our input. So it contains the two content elements. So the first is the prompt, and the second one is the image URL in the base64 format. And let's try to get the response from the stuff. So it's yes. What is the response? Yeah, very interesting. So can't assist with that request. Okay, let's make one more try. So let's restart. For example, because sometimes it provides different responses. So let's try one more time. For example, let's try this one. So we have this image, and let's try one more time. So what the response could be provided here. So it's not very speedy. So that's why let's wait a bit. Yes, and yes, and here is the more granular version of the previous response. So it does recognize the image, but still this API does not provide the exact transcription of the text. So it means that it could be possible in the future, but for now this stuff could be used just for the most simple tasks. So potentially it could be something like to verify that the image is a kind of certificate, or maybe the LinkedIn profile, or maybe to compare some two images as it was in the example, but still it's not the that desired function of the text recognition, which it potentially was intended to be. So, but of course it could be used for some other cases, and of course it could be added by the OpenAI developers in the future. So probably that's it for today. I hope that this tutorial would be useful for you for your first steps with the OpenAI and dotnet. And if you have any ideas or comments, please message me. I would be really glad, and I wish you a productive